Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you are. My name is John or Last Frontier Bricks, and this is my review of the LEGO Icons Galaxy Explorer. It is set number 10497, comes with 1,254 pieces plus 5 minifigures, and originally retailed, released in October 2022 at a retail price of $100. Although, believe it or not, you want to get this set brand new sealed on Bricklink, it's going to cost you even less than it can cost you even less than that, with the lowest price I saw brand new sealed being $85. Not the cheapest I've ever seen that's to be on sale for. That was actually at Walmart during the holiday season of, I believe it was August of 2023 at 75, but still kind of crazy that you can get a set that's retired, not to mention this big, for less than retail price, brand new sealed. That's crazy. Of course, they brought this set out for the 90 years of play anniversary, and this just looks like it's absolutely fantastic. I love this set, not gonna lie. This was the very first set I ever got that was anything remotely like classic Lego Space, and still, I love this thing. I do have the instruction manual right here showing off what the box art look like. Basically, an exact the replica of the original version of the Galaxy Explorer, set 497. Heck, the number of the set is an homage to that, just saying the 10 in front. But yeah, it shows off the full ship in all its glory, as well as seeing all 5 of your figures, kind of the buildable robot, and the little rover that comes with it. And since this is part of the 90 years of play, we get an Ultimate Collector's Series opening. Starting off, you can see what the original Galaxy Explorer looked like alongside the new updated version, and it's very much very much looks like the same ship, but it's a night and day difference. It's crazy how much difference and since a ship can be with so many new parts over the years. Apparently, if I remember right, it specifically says that the original Galaxy Explorer, this one right here, came out in 1979. That's crazy. In fact, we even have a little interview with the grandson of the Lego Group's founder and the leader of the space series when it first launched, Kjeld Kirk Christensen. I probably completely butchered his first name. Anyway, it first says, in the late 50s and early 60s as a young boy, I was very interested in the space race and built a rocket base inspired by the U.S. Space Center at Cape Canaveral. When it launched in 1979, the Galaxy Explorer set quickly became one of my favorites. I especially liked the hidden compartment at the rear where the moon buggy is stored. It was a nice, almost secret feature. And then, of course, there were the Lego astronauts. This 90th anniversary model brings back happy memories and truly transports the Galaxy Explorer into the 21st century. I have to completely agree with him there. And then on the next page, we have a section called A Classic Revisited. As a part of the LEGO 90th anniversary celebration, we've chosen to revisit one of the most iconic LEGO space sets ever launched. Bringing back a much-loved model from the past always requires careful consideration, but our goal was to create a bigger and more detailed version of the Galaxy Explorer while still paying homage to all the magical aspects of the original model. We hope you enjoyed building this new classic LEGO spaceship. And believe me, I did. And we also have a tap on the 90 years of play. To celebrate 90 years of LEGO play in 2022, we asked fans to vote for the classic LEGO themes they most wanted to see revived with a special anniversary set. I believe that page took place on the LEGO Ideas page. Tens of thousands of fans took part in the poll, and Classic Space was one of the clear winners. I believe Bionicle was also on there as well, which led to us getting the Tahu and Takua gift of purchase. Then we have basically a breakdown of what the Lego classic Lego Space was like. You get take a look. We also have a couple of smaller modules, smaller sets. Sets 924 Space Cruiser and 918 One-Man Spaceship were similar designs, but smaller than the mighty U928 or 497 Galaxy Explorer. That's the first time I've ever known a set to have been known with two set numbers. And we have a next section here called The Journey into Space. Space-themed LEGO sets have always proved immensely popular, and for many fans, a brick-built LEGO spaceship was often their first journey into a new world of space and science fiction. I mean, technically mine was too. My very first LEGO set was the original Luke's Landspeeder, all the way back in 1998. So technically, it wasn't a spaceship, but it was certainly space-themed. Launched in 1979, the iconic 928/497 Galaxy Explorer set was a futuristic spacecraft, a small space rover, a moon base with tower and landing pad, and best of all, four of the first space astronaut minifigures in red and white colors. What we now know as classic space grew as a theme, and over the next decade, the space cruisers would become more detailed and the moon bases, moon buggies, and robots more advanced. Other sub-themes quickly followed, such as Futron, Blacktron, and Space Police, which introduced monorails and more complex interchangeable sets, deeper story universes, and uniquely defined minifigure characters. Speaking of minifigures, that's what the next page is focused on, basically the growth of class of LEGO space minifigures. Starting in 1978 to 1984. The introduction of the astronaut minifigure was a groundbreaking element. Originally only red and white in color, blue, yellow, and black versions quickly followed. I'll bet you that black was part of Blacktron. Then we have 1987. The uniform design was updated with a zipper crossing from hip to shoulder, plus a newly redesigned helmet with a transparent blue visor. Then in 1993, 90s space sub-theme Ice Planet saw an alternate version of the classic logo where half the planet was frozen. That's cool. We got 2009. This unique astronaut statue only appeared in a single Space Police set. And then in 2014, perhaps the most famous LEGO astronaut of all, Benny from the LEGO movie featured a worn-out space logo and cracked helmet, which apparently would happen quite often with those original helmets. In 2014, a new green uniformed astronaut appeared in the 21109 Exosuit LEGO Ideas set. I wish I could have gotten a hold of that. Then in 2019, Lenny, the first pink astronaut, joined Benny's Space Squad in the LEGO Movie 2 along with Kenny and Jenny. Then in 2020, an exclusive orange astronaut was included in the book LEGO Minifigure, A Visual History. In fact, I do believe we also get a brand new LEGO minifigure color in the new LEGO pinball machine. Then in 2021, the collectible minifigure series 21 featured a Space Police guy with a classic space logo on his armor and a Futron torso. And then in this set in 2022, the astronauts in this updated Galaxy Explorer set are almost exact copies from the originals from 1979. They specifically say almost because apparently they updated the helmet to make it at least updated shape, but most certainly they updated that chin strap to make sure we don't get any more Benny situations where that chin strap gets cracked. We also have a little nod to the space logo. Everything in the original classic space theme was branded with the now iconic and much loved LEGO space logo with its red spaceship circling around a moon. Then we got, I believe this is the last page for the opening. Then we have a little interview with the set designer Michael Pizzaki. I hope I didn't butcher that one. Fun little quote here, basically saying that this set is a dream come true for him. Ever since I began designing LEGO models in 2012, I have dreamed about creating an updated version of the Galaxy Explorer. Well, mission accomplished, man. Michael also designed two smaller spaceships that you can build using the same bricks included in this set. These spacecrafts were inspired by sets 924 and 918. Those were the two smallest sets that when I mentioned earlier. It does say that you can find the alternate instructions on Lego.com, but unfortunately that's no longer the case. I checked the Lego website right before I started recording, and unfortunately it has been taken down. And of course we do have a little interview from Michael. I began work on an updated version of this set quite early in my career as a LEGO designer, around in winter 2013. The ship has gone through many iterations since then to bring it to what it is today. Our originally built version and that's strayed a lot farther from the original model, but as the model was refined, we kept on bringing it closer to the original design with a few cool upgrades. One of the big decisions was to make it 1.5 times larger than the original. We wanted it to give that feeling that, just like the fans of the original, the Galaxy Explorer is now grown up. And because the ship is larger, we were able to seat all 4 astronauts in the cockpit instead of just one. We also built an airlock door between the crew compartment and the rover compartment so that the astronauts are protected even when the rear doors are open. I like that. Adding retractable landing gear gives the ship a much thicker profile when it is cruising through space, and I'm sure it's going to make. I'm sure that it made a whole lot of Lego Star Wars fans who have been dying for retractable landing gear in all their sets very, very jealous. And then we do have a little nod here in the top right corner. The designers couldn't help but adding one more personal feature to the updated model. This little robot wasn't in the original set. It first appeared in set 6809 in 1987. I have no idea which set that is, unfortunately. And then we of course we go into the brick separator and the instructions. And fun fact, they added fun little tidbits of information about the set all throughout the instructions. Plus, I love what they did with the instruction manual, where they basically continue, that moon-like background from the box art and add it into the instruction manuals. That's really cool. So, well, since we finally got that out of the way, let's go ahead and get onto the set itself. Again, this thing is it's gorgeous. It's huge. And when you pick it up, it's actually pretty heavy. It actually feels like you've got $100 worth of Lego with this thing. It's really nice. I just love like all the little details here. Like you just got a bunch of greebling on here. You got some vents on here. Pretty sure these are supposed to be laser cannons, but who knows? I mean, maybe they're sensors. I mean, hey, hey, it's Lego. Use your imagination to give me whatever you want. I also like all the black and yellow striping on here, but yeah. Also on the edges, it's just it's covered in tiles to make it nice and smooth. You got some lights over here on the wings, and like I mentioned, flip it upside down. You got those retractable landing gear. I don't think I've ever had the pads come off like that, but yeah, fully retractable landing gear. As you guys saw, they can hold the ship up just fine. And once you do close the landing gear for flight, oops, you might have, that's what happened. I think I might have. Oh dear, I think I might have messed that up. Oh wait, no, I didn't. I thought I might have messed up how I did put the landing gear together, but no, I just put that pad in the wrong place. But yeah, once you fold the landing gear in place, come on, work with me here. There we go. Yeah, once you fold the landing gear in place, as you can see, it's about as nice and flat as you could possibly ask for. I love that. But yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of Lego Star Wars fans that were super jealous when this set came out. That that this set had retractable landing gear. But as you can see, as it opened, as I went to flip it over, you can see that much like they mentioned in the original set, the back can swing wide open. There's that airlock. Okay, they mentioned, and which just slides super smoothly. And once again, you have that little rover or in the that you on the instruction manuals, and is on the front box art. It's super simple. You got some nice rugged wheels there for some auto aim bit, and you got a single control stick Lego steering wheel, and it's got actually a nice little light on the front. As you can see, it just sits on that flat part here. A nice addition of the tech pins here to make sure it doesn't move. And this just has one of my favorite functions, being how you get the rover out of the ship. Basically, what you do is you grab onto that little lip there, bring that down, then you just slide the black piece out, and once it gets out enough, the whole thing drops down and the rover rolls out. Super smooth, super clean. Love it. And and all you have to do is do it in reverse. Also, you can see you've got a wrench and a radio back there as well, hanging on the walls. So yeah, that's super fun. Then on the front, you have your classic space logo printed. Actually, that brings up one of my personal favorite things about this set. Every detail on this set is either brick built or printed. No stickers whatsoever. I love that. Lego, do more of that, and please do it in sets that don't cost $100. I mean, you're the biggest, richest toy company on the planet. I see no reason why you need to keep adding stickers to everything. Also, you have the same LL928 that was on the original ship, but apparently this time it's been a bit updated. The original, apparently the original printing for the LL928, actually I think that might have been a sticker, I can't remember. Apparently that was on a 1x4, but since they were able to, since they made the ship 1.5 times bigger than the original, it's now on a 1x6. So it's actually bigger. Actually, plus I really like the yellow canopy pieces here. Apparently, these were originally made for the Lego Movie Benny's spaceship set. It is, so I mean it's already technically connected to the classic Lego space in that way. But I love the use of them here. And then you can just fold those up, and you have access to the interior with both your red and white astronauts. And once again, they're basically complete recreation of the original classic spaceman, with the exception of the updated helmet with that stronger chin strap. Plus, you can see they also have air tanks as well. And like they said, you can fit all 4 of them in the cockpit. And apparently, one thing they also did was they switched from having one control stick to 2. I mean, not the craziest thing. I mean, jumbo jets like 747s do that all the time, so why not do it with spaceships? But let me get the glass off here real quick, and you can take a look at quite a bit all the controls on the in the cockpit. So like you can see, like you got a little top-down view of the ship schematics, highlighting the canopies and all 4 of your main engines, and a bunch of other doodads like that. And remember, again, all prints, so really nice. And then taking a look in the back, we have our fifth technically minifigure, that little robot that we're talking about. And as you can see, he's got a couple of mugs, because apparently you can't go exploring outer space without coffee. And taking a look in there, we got quite a bit of detailing in there as well, with a bunch of panels on the sides, along with there above. Plus, you got a couple of beds in there. So again, go ahead, taking minifigures, and if they want to take a nap or something, you can just lie them down in there. And you'll notice I didn't even have to take off of his air tank, because they made a little gap there in the middle for the air tank, so you don't have to take him off. So yeah, not bad for the interior. And then I already showed you the airlock when I showed you the rover. All right. You also notice on the outside you got some big red lights on here. This arrow here that was originally on the ship as well, but while that one had the had it as a print, and they did some rather interesting building in order to get that arrow shape, and then they slid a Nexo Knight shield into a little gap in the build to get that white coloring. And you'll notice is over here you can see that you got some storage, some storage boxes over here. Okay, so that one's got an extra air tank. I can't really. Oh, and I think this one had a couple of sensors. Also, another fun little detail here. Honestly, when I first saw these, I honestly thought they were like intercoms or something, but turns out they're actually maneuvering thrusters. So yeah, that's a fun little detail. Plus, again, and you got a bunch of lights going on here, which apparently they did interesting. Normally, you have like red lights on the left side, green on the right. But apparently, they switched it when they made the original Galaxy Explorer. They switched it up so like you have the red lights in the front and green in the back. And as you can see, they stayed true with that for that with the original with the remake. And that's not all that they apparently they kept from the original. These two engines are meant to be removable because once you flip them over, or you can see they got a couple of control sticks, so you can slap one of your figures on there, and boom, you basically got yourself an oversized little speeder. So yeah, that's a fun little detail as well. So I believe that is everything about the in this set. So again, $100, and it honestly feels like you get yourself $100 so worth of Lego. You got 4 mini figures, one huge ship. I almost forgot to check out the dimensions on this thing, but trust me, it's huge. It's gonna take up quite a bit of space. And again, it's just loaded with play features. Just looks fantastic. Not gonna lie. Hey, yeah, this I'm gonna say right now, this is honestly one of my favorite sets that I've ever picked up. And again, this is my very first, technically classic Lego space set I've ever gotten. I tell you, I love this thing. I wish Lego would do more of these, basically classic revamped ships, like the Lion Knight's Castle or the Blacktron Cruiser. I love this thing. I love it. And again, you guys can pick it up right now on Bricklink for less than the original retail price. So if you guys got any interest in Lego Space or classic Lego Space or just this in general, I tell you, I see no reason why not. You guys are going to love this thing. So that will be the end of this review. Thank you for joining me for it. If you guys enjoyed it, you know what to do. Hit like, subscribe, all that stuff. Ring the bell to be notified of all videos as soon as they become available. Check out my channel and some more of my content on the end screen in just a few seconds. And I will see you all in the next video. Later, everybody!